My fellow eCanadians, I come to you today from the beautiful province of Quebec in the glorious city of Montreal. I have taken time out today to meet with your congressional representatives of this great province, and I know that Quebec is home to some of the most devoted and loyal eCanadians in the country. It is an honor and a privilege to be speaking to you today. You'll have to excuse the fact that I'm speaking in English. I wanted to come to you to speak to you today in French, but unfortunately French is not my native language, and despite my best efforts to try and record this podcast for you in French, I thought it was more of a disservice to you than a service to continue to try and do so. I apologize, but I will do my best today to honor your heritage. Yesterday in Alberta, I spoke to the value of strong government, a thriving economy, and a military that is not only capable, but a model of how military should be run. Lastly, I spoke to unity, and how the theme of unity is what I wish to address with you today. For too long now, this game has catered to the needs of Anglophones. This has occurred at the expense of the many important and vital Francophones who continue to be a strong and influential presence in eCanada. The formation of the Union Nationale sends a clear signal that the needs of Quebecers are not being met by the Anglophone parties. Those needs must be addressed, and I'm here today to tell you that Cham and I agree with you. When my colleague Cham put together his platform, we agreed that it was time for a Prime Minister to be representative of all the people, not just some of the people. We agreed that our platform should be available in both national languages so that our friends in Quebec would not have to compromise their language needs in order to vote with confidence. It was agreed that we would publish our platform in both official languages in an effort to send a clear message to our fellow citizens in Quebec, and that message is you are not alone. This government is just as much about you as it is your Anglophone brothers and sisters. The formation of French-speaking platoons in the CAF, the launch of a French National Party, the development and funding of a heritage minister, and the development of an official language policy are all very valuable and important measures, but it's simply not enough. We believe that good government caters to everyone. We believe that government publications should be published in both official languages to respect the national heritage of our unique Quebec culture. It is imperative that new citizens from Quebec have proper access to mentoring and learning guides that are published in both official languages so that they are not left behind because the information is simply not accessible. It is my belief that the University of eCanada should offer courses strictly in French and taught by members of the French community in order to better serve the needs of those citizens. I come to you today making my best effort to communicate with you in your mother tongue. I wanted to speak to you today in French. Unfortunately, I was not able to do so, and so I've published a copy of this speech in French for those who wish to access it in that language. I wanted to come to you today to not give you the impression that I wish to speak out of both sides of my mouth. I'm sorry that this wasn't available in French, but I will continue to try and work on my French-speaking skills so that moving forward I'll be able to do so when I need to. Cham and I have a deep respect for all of you, and we felt it was critical that an Anglophone make the effort to ask for your vote and present our ideas en français. We want you to know that we support you in every way. We will work with you to continue to bring unity while preserving your culture. This we promise you. Our government must be transparent, accountable, and ready to face the unique challenges of an environment that is evolving right before our eyes. Our brand of government must be nimble to adapt to change. We will face our challenges head-on with calculated decisions mixed with equal amounts of enthusiasm. We will strive to respect and work with the unique needs of a Francophone community that is growing in population and political clout. We must make sure that all our citizens, regardless of their native tongue, are represented by a government with fervency and zeal. Lastly, we together with all of eCanada will usher in a new and refreshing set of ideologies. We will usher in a new era of government that relies on cooperation and mutual admiration, instead of special interests and small politics. We will take back 24 Sussex and give it to the people of eCanada. The challenges ahead are clear, and they are broad, but they are not insurmountable. Cham and I know that we do not have the endorsement of the two largest parties in eCanada. We recognize that our competition will have the backing of the DAL and the CPF. We know this, and we are prepared because we believe that the people of eCanada and the people of Quebec want more than the duopoly with which they are being presented. We know that the people of Quebec deserve more than lofty ambitions that rest on laurels of mass numbers. Cham and I see this challenge. We hear the voices whispering that this race was over well before it began, and yet here we are today. We stand united with you, side by side, facing the nation, and asking the people of Quebec to make a decision that is based on more than just sheer numbers. We stand here today and we challenge you to read the platforms and ask the hard questions. We stand here today united by a desire to bring more than what you have been forced to live with for far too long. It will take courage to vote for change, and it will take strength of character to recognize that there is more to an election campaign than simple endorsements and numbers. It is the people who stand on the platform of their values and hold themselves up to a greater judgment. Indeed, our path to 24 Sussex is far rockier than that of the frontrunner, but friends, Quebecers, that will only make your vote and your success that much sweeter. Citizens of Quebec, I thank you for your time today. I wish you nothing but success, both now and in the future. As you leave here today, all I ask is that you vote with your conscience and lead with your heart. Merci beaucoup.